All right, guys, we are with the new refreshed, facelifted 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander. And we're going to be taking a look at all the new changes and see if this SUV is worth taking a look at with all the competition. Let's find out. Now, coming to the front end, you can see they didn't change much. We still have this interesting front end here with the separate daytime running light, headlights, and fog lights. It's an interesting front end. It's either you love it or you hate it. But we do now have a new grille here. And we've got the blacked out Outlander badging right here. Now, to note, this is an SE trim. So you do get the SEL trim, which is above this one, which will give you nicer features. But this is the mid trim right here. You do get still nice features on this one. Now, coming to the wheels, we have these new 20-inch alloy wheels here, which I actually think look really good on this model. If you step back, I mean, on this, they look really good. They look a lot better than the old wheels we had. All right, let's take a look at the back seats on this. You can see they did some slight changes on the interior for this new refresh model. So we now have this Yamaha sound system. So we're gonna be testing that later on. Really nice looking speaker grills. Stepping into the back seat, as you can see, again, decent amount of space here. These are adjustable seats, so you can move these forward and backwards. If you move them backwards, you get a decent amount of space. Now, the one thing I don't really like is the fact that I am like sitting like up. Like, this isn't really that comfortable. My knees aren't like kind of flat, but it is pretty nice. You do get rear air vents right here. No rear heated seats or anything. That's reserved for the SEL trim level. But you do get your armrest here, and you get your center seat. As you can see, this nice panoramic sunroof here, and we have updated interior lighting too. And you get 2 USB-C ports in the back. No more USB-A back here. So now we're going to be taking a look at the third row. This is a huge selling point of this vehicle, is the third row seat. This does come with one. I think it's one of the only ones in the segment that comes with it. This is based off the Nissan Rogue, which doesn't have a third row. So we're going to do a test right now and see if I can fit back there. So the process of getting into the third row, you're going to have a little clip back here. Pull it. This should slide forward to allow room. So let's do this. Real time, I'm not going to cut anything. Oh. All right, so sitting in the third row, I have zero headroom. I'm literally, if I wanted to sit up, this is probably the best I can do. I'm about 6'1", 6'2". If you're in a full-grown adult, do not expect to sit back here. I'm just going to say that. This right here is unacceptable, okay? Now, moving the seat back, this is, if you can see, barely any space for the second row passengers. And if, let me see the camera real quick. This is the situation. I have zero foot space back here. There's about this much of space for your feet. So I can't even move my feet back here at all. This isn't even fully back. So if you want to go ahead and take that back, you can see if I were to really kind of come back here, they're sitting at an awkward angle. They have no room. I have no room. This right here, not a good setup. And if you can see this other seat, this is how you would normally sit. I would have zero legroom. This might be one of the worst third rows of any new car on sale today. I'm very disappointed with this one. Honestly, this should be only used for children. Car seats, that's about it. If you want to fit third row adults, don't expect to fit them back here in the Outlander. All right, taking a look at the back of the Outlander, you can see we have these new clear taillights with this refresh, which I honestly think this looks really good. This is how it should have been from the start. I don't think we have another Outlander to show you, but these used to be all red. Now they're clear. They look a lot better. And all in all, this new refreshed Outlander looks pretty good. Now let's take a look in the trunk. As you can see, we have a power trunk on this SE model. Now, as we know, the third row wasn't that comfortable. So let's go ahead and fold that down because this is of no use to us right now. So as you see, pretty simple. You're going to just pull this, or the top one, that puts that back. If you want to pull this back up, you're just going to do, I don't know why you would do this, but if you really want to, that's simple. So that's pretty easy to do. This doesn't have the headrest, but you can install that. I do know that the headrest on this is goofy. It like comes out really tall. No. Anyway, let's put that back. Also, I guess as a dealer accessory, you can also get this. This is the cargo cover. So this is probably be my take. Don't use the third row. Get a cargo cover and just use this as a normal SUV without a third row. Look, it's kind of a flimsy looking cargo cover. It works. You also have this netting here if you want to keep your cargo safe like that. All in all, decent trunk space back here, as you can see. I think about the same size as a Nissan Rogue, stuff like that. Might be a little bit bigger, but decent space. Under here, you also have the headrest, as I was talking about. Pretty big headrests, but nice place to put them when you're not using them, because you wouldn't use them because the third row isn't good. That wraps up the trunk area. All right, coming in onto the interior of the Outlander, you can now see the new Yamaha speakers. If you zoom in, we do have our center display from last year. It's a little updated with different graphics. You can also change this, so you can see right here, we could put our kind of driver assistance, our radio. You have all your other settings here, navigation, if you want to put that in there, your radio full screen, all your driver assistance, blind spot, forward collision, lane departure, adaptive cruise control, all your goodies. And this is all adjustable, so if you want to, you can go here. Where is it? Customize display, and you can change your meter view, so you can do classic or this enhanced mood. So this is my personal favorite, updated graphics. Now, coming to the screen, this is the big new feature. All right, coming to the center stack here, we now have this new widescreen display that Nissan has been using with all their new products. It's a lot better than the old one, which was getting a lot outdated, in my opinion. So you have the new Mitsubishi Connect or Nissan Connect system. It's really better than the old one. The old one was just, But you have your navigation system right here that is now full screen, which looks great. You've got your music here, XM, FM, all that stuff looks great on the screen. Of course, you're going to have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all your goodies. Nice value system. We're going to be testing that Yamaha system later. Dual zone climate control, heated seats. You do get cooled seats on the SEL trim, which you cannot get on the Rogue. So that is one big improvement of the Outlander to the Nissan Rogue, because a lot of people say, oh, they're the same. You can get cooled seats on the high trim SEL Outlander. You can't get that on the Rogue. But you do have heated seats right there, automatic climate control, new carbon fiber trim. This was matte in the old Outlander. It's now glossy, which I think is better. Looks a lot better. Just overall, a really solid interior. You've got your wireless phone charger, 2 USB-C ports, and you have this. All this is new, so you have your new LED interior lighting. Look at this. Crystal LED lighting. Reminds me of a Mercedes. I'm going to say it. It reminds me of the Mercedes LED lights. So this just ties in with the interior quality. Everything's nice. Everything's soft touch. It's a really nice interior. And to be honest, I've been in a lot of cars. You've got these nice suede seats here on the SE. On the SEL, you get these nice diamond stitch seats. And all in all, Mitsubishi definitely did a great job with this. This is the same car company that makes the Mirage, and you would never know it. We've got this nice panoramic sunroof, easy to open, like that. And I'm glad that Mitsubishi is allowing us to open it like other car companies that just have a panoramic sunroof and you can't open it. Why? I don't know. But this is a nice one. You got your sunshade, and all in all, really solid place to be. You also have a nice 360 camera on this one, so you can see you've got your trajectory right there. This is our front camera. You can also tap it again. That'll give you your curve view. They've been doing this for a while now, but I really like this because it helps you measure the curve so you don't curve your wheels. Then you've got your front camera, and then coming to the back camera, reverse camera, and you can adjust it like so. So pretty nice cameras. And coming to the shifter here, you've got this thing. You push it down to go to drive. You push it again to go to manual mode. 1/2 click is neutral. All the way up is reverse. That brings up that. And then park is the button. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. You've got your drive mode selected here. So eco, normal. You also have tarmac mode, which I thought we were on tarmac, but I guess not according to Mitsubishi. You also have gravel, snow, and mud. So pretty nice modes right there. And all in all, really nice interior on this. As you can see, we have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto right here. Pretty nice screen. You can see it's pretty big. Now we're gonna do an audio system test with this new Yamaha system, yo. So let's go ahead and do it. Nice sound system too. So it sounds pretty good. Definitely a great sound system. All right, so driving the Outlander, how does it drive? Well, honestly, it drives pretty good. The engine in this definitely lacks, okay? It's not its strong suit. It does feel a little bit down on power, and in some cases, it feels like you have to rev it out to get it to go anywhere. Wish it had a turbo. This is a naturally aspirated engine. No turbos here. Just feel a little bit sluggish. We'll do a couple tests here, like overtaking and stuff, but it does feel a little bit sluggish. Now, you can see, again, you've got this nice gauge cluster. It shows you your the speed limit, stuff like that. But it does feel like the engine is like lugging this thing along. You do have blind spot monitoring, lane departure, all those other safety features that I mentioned earlier. And oh no, it does drive pretty premium, but it is lax. All right, so this does have adaptive cruise control, as you can see. So let's go ahead and crank that up. You can see you have a nice graphic here, and this should slow down. Look, there we go. That is adaptive cruise control. It's pretty aggressive with the slowing down, to be honest with you, but I haven't touched anything, and you can see, there we go. It's gonna start accelerating. It's got lane keep assist, all that. You can see it works pretty well in traffic. We tested a Buick Encore that didn't have adaptive cruise control, which was weird. But the system, this one, there you go. Not touching anything. It usually yells at you to touch the wheel every once in a while. And it makes a ding every time it locks onto the lanes. Kias don't do that. At least the older ones. It'll just drop the lane keep assist. But it works pretty good. Great driver assistance package. It's a little aggressive with the deceleration. I'm pretty sure you can change that in the settings somewhere, but pretty good system. All right, so to wrap up the review on the Outlander, really nice car, really solid interior, to be honest with you. The engine is lacking. We're gonna do a quick 0 to 60 test off the line, but the engine does feel a little bit sluggish. But all in all, I'll give this car a solid 7.5 out of 10 because it's a really nice car. Now, don't expect, here we go. So don't expect to win any races with this car. If the races consist of, let's say, a minivan, any SUV, or any car on the road for that matter, to end the driving portion, the Outlander drives pretty nice. The engine is sluggish, and we'll get into the engine a little bit later, the exact powertrain, but it's sluggish. Don't expect to have really any passing power. Like when you really have to rev this CVT out to get any power out of this. That's the one thing I don't like, and that's going to really affect your fuel economy when you're having to rev it all the time. But other than that, if we can get past the power issue on this, it is a really well-built, well-driving SUV. All right, let's take a look under the hood and see the powertrain powering this new Outlander. It's a carryover powertrain from the old model. So we got a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine making about 181 horsepower, about 181 pound-feet of torque, which isn't too far from the Encore we drove earlier today. And this is a 3-row SUV. and that one was a compact. Could do with the turbo or something to beef it up. All right, so to wrap it up, let's get into the price of this. It's probably what you're wondering. Now, the price of this exact SE. We have the SE Tech Package, and what that gives you is that Yamaha sound system we were talking about earlier. It gives you the 12.3-inch full digital display, so that's going to be this gauge cluster here. On the standard SE, you're not going to get that. You're going to get actual physical gauges. You got to get the SE Tech Package for that. You also get the panoramic sunroof. So I would say definitely get the Tech Package. That is a $3,200 option if you want it. But I would say definitely worth it. You get the sunroof, get the digital display, and you also get that Yamaha sound system. For a grand total of $40,600 with all destination and all your fees. $40,000. Now, is that worth it to you? That is up to you. For me, 40 grand, pretty steep, but you do get a lot of awesome features. Yamaha sound system, that big center display, panoramic sunroof, a great car, but that powertrain really lets this car down. And you pair that with the the third row in this, which is basically unusable. It's a very hard sell for this, for me. That third row in that powertrain, that's gonna be the most important feature of this car, and it's lacking. But if you're not really interested in performance and you don't need to use the third row, then I would say this is an amazing car.
All right, thanks for watching the video, guys. Another special thanks to Platinum Mitsubishi in Mechanicsburg. They're located in Central PA. So special thanks to them for letting us use this Mitsubishi Outlander for a review. Definitely a decent car. Take a look at it. Come by down the dealership. Take a look at their whole inventory. But once again, big thanks. Have a great day, guys. Vibe Tribe out.